It's extremely overwhelming. It's heartening to see nation after nation after nation rallying behind India in its worst health crisis. Even as the nation's helps are pouring in from across the world, whether it's United States, UK, Germany, France, Saudi Arabia, it comes on the back heels of a very careful vaccine diplomacy that started almost a year ago. And at a time when the world unites to give India a helping hand, the one question on India's mind: will our netas learn a debate, learn a lesson? Let's debate. Welcoming on the debate, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Satyaprakash Mishra, Spokesperson of the JDU, joining us, Sushant Sareen, Senior Fellow of the ORF, Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, Republic Contributor, International Affairs. Pathikrit Payne is also joining us, political analyst from the capital. I'm also joined by Riju Datta, spokesperson of the TMC, Professor D.K. Giri, political commentator, Syed Aslam, political analyst, and we're also joined by Ratnakar Tripathi. Sreeram, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Rhythm. Well, first of all, I think we have built a lot of goodwill around the world that is now paying dividends. The last 7 years, the kind of relationship building we have done with a variety of countries, just look at the range, from the Middle East to Europe to East Asia to North America. Every continent is responding to India when we are in need. And that's because we have built up over time a reservoir of goodwill with all of them.
Even
we have
Pakistan.
assisted them, like you've said.
Even Pakistan is
it's a mutual give and take. In international affairs, always people respect countries that have done good. People respect countries that have done good. Even the US, which was being nasty and very selfish, we have, in a way, turned them around. We have persuaded them to think twice about abandoning India in a time of need. They have realized their folly and they're now slowly coming around. So I think it's a success. In fact, what is the use of diplomacy if it does not support developmental needs of a country like India, if it does not support humanitarian needs of a country like India? So our diplomatic machinery has really worked and toiled, and we have to salute them. They are also corona warriors. Dr. S.Jaishankar, Ajit, Doval, the kind of efforts they put in to mobilize this international solidarity and to make people realize that we are right now in a crisis and we appreciate whatever support we can get from any corner. And they're doing it. People are rising to the occasion because they know this is not charity. We are not begging from them. They also receive help from us. India has been a net giver and a net provider of well-being of the whole planet. On climate, on humanitarian rescues, we have done this rhythm over and over again. We have been actually first responder. We have supported the world, and therefore people see no hesitation in opening their hearts and purse strings for us. Even private sector rhythm, not only countries. Google as a company is now saying 1.35 billion they are going to spend for us. Why? Because India is a big market. Google invests here. Google makes money here. So this is not charity. We are not going out with a begging bowl. It's very important for people to realize this. We are a sovereign country. We are a self-respecting country. We actually are net givers. Most of the time, if you add up over time, we have given more for corona response and COVID response than we are taking right now. And we will repay all this also. We are a rising power. And just because our health infrastructure did not hold up, yes, there are a lot of domestic problems. The politicians are mudslinging at each other. But let us remember, Narendra Modi has really built up our image in the world. And that is really counting today. The kind of response we are getting across the world. People are saying India deserves this. So we deserve this help at this moment of need.
Sreeram Chaulia and Professor Giri, I'll ask both of you this, but the larger picture the netas need to understand, this is not about my neta and your neta, Sreeram Chaulia.
Of course not, but
not at all looking at India from the point of view of TMC or BJP. The world is looking at India in terms of an important player that is too big to fail. India has been positioned now in the last 7 years in such a way that we are too big to fail. If the world cannot afford India's collapse, and therefore the world is making every effort, they realize how important a linchpin we are for geopolitics, for geoeconomics, for global stability. We are net provider of many things, as I said before. So the world is actually serving itself by coming to our support. This is not charity. We are definitely not demeaning ourselves by receiving help from elsewhere. Our soft power is speaking.
oxygen
We have now
cylinder
got
for
soft
people
power
to
sufficient
breathe. You are
for the
talking
world
big power.
to accept that India's
come on.
rise should be
Okay.
unstoppable.
Professor Giri.
The world wants
Talk to
India's
the
rise
people
to be
whose relatives
unstoppable.
have died in
That
this
is the
COVID.
position we have reached
What are you talking
because
about?
of
Which
this
world are you
presence of
living in?
Narendra Modi
India is a big
and
power.
his government, and we have to
Come on,
give
rubbish.
credit for that.
You
We
are
cannot
talking
discredit
gibberish,
them
man.
For the hard work they have done for 7 years.
You talk
which is
gibberish.
today paying
You are
dividends
gloating.
in the
You
form
are
of
smug.
global solidarity.
You
Is
give
there
up
one
your
country in
hubris,
the
man.
world that
Look
has
at the
this much
people
global
dying. How many
solidarity and
people
soft
you know?
power? No.
How many people
This
you
is
know
the
are
testing
dead?
time
I
when the
can
whole
tell you
world is
people, my
saying
relatives are
India
dead.
must
You are
remain
talking of Sreeram
rising,
Chaulia's son is
on
dead.
a rising
You are
trajectory. We
talking
cannot
nonsense,
afford
man.
India to fall back.
Absolute
and that is a
nonsense.
sign we are going to bounce back from this crisis.
India
We are
cannot
going
afford
to give
India.
back to
So
all these
you gloat
countries
over
we've
that.
done
We
before,
are so
and
big
we're
and
going to
nobody can
continue
afford us
being
to.
a
So the
constructive
whole
player on
world
the
will
world
save you.
stage.
The
That's
whole
bigger
world will
picture.
save you.
It is not about
And you
West
become
Bengal
thoroughly
versus Kerala
inefficient.
versus Delhi. It's about
Okay.
the world with India.
Okay.
That's the big message.